We are here today with Catrin Russell, who has told me that there is still snow outside, which I think is sad. But c'est la vie. So tell us a little.
We're okay with it over Easter because we do.
Okay.
A lot of people go on holidays and with the snowmobiles, and it's quite a big deal here. But as soon as Easter's over, with the day after, you could have the snow gone. That'd be nice.
Yeah, okay. Easter holiday then. We'll aim for that as the oncoming of spring. So, yes. Okay. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're working on at the moment.
Right. So, like you said, my name is Catrin. I am 31 years old and I am a registered nurse. And I also have a background in computer game design. So I'm a little mixed. It's like I can't decide in life what to do.
Who says you have to decide?
No, why limit yourself? So here I am. I've got 2 kids. I've got a third one on the go. And I've got 2 dogs and most amazing husband, and we live in northern Sweden. So, and except for writing, as I said, don't want to limit myself.
No.
I do drawing. I like doing anything so creative, really.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time I do a lot of drawings, both concept art and a bit of cover art for my own work. So I can combine the two a little bit.
Yeah.
So I try to just to squeeze the hobby in there.
If you can do it, go for it.
Yes, exactly. So, but self-published since last year when I released 2 books in the Prime series. The Power of Conviction and The Path of Salvation. And then I've got the 3rd book now in edit, hopefully to release this summer. So that's one of the things that I'm working on, and the editing part. But I've started on book 4. But I don't want to get too deep into it in case I have to make changes in book 3. So I'm not because I did that with book 3. I ended up writing like near enough the whole thing and went like, I got to change something there, and ended up writing. I had to redraft 3/4 of the book. I'm like, no. 90,000 words in, I had to change it. So yes, go me.
That's so sad.
But except for that, I am also doing a couple of standalones that I'm working on. That are not connected to these other ones.
Yeah. Yes. So not in the same universe type of thing.
No. Like a lot in common still. Like it's fantasy and medieval kind of thing going on. But no, it's not. It's completely different characters, another world. And as I said, I'm aiming for standalone. I suck at writing short stories. So we'll let's hope for standalone. Yeah.
Well, it could be one of those things where you have a standalone, and then some years down the road, you can turn it into a series if you so choose.
Well, yes. Or because what I would do then is maybe follow a different character in that book, so they still standalone-ish.
Yeah.
You would have to read them in a particular order, but you wouldn't follow the same main characters. So I'm kind of enticed with the idea. So we'll see if I do that with any of these standalones. But for the moment, standalone it is.
Okay, we'll look at the standalones a little bit later. So for now, tell us about your series that you've got.
Right. Well, there's a lot with that. As I said, I'm sort of on the 4th book, kind of myself, but released the 2 first ones. They take place in a pretty dark kind of medieval world. Where humans and demons are fighting. There are conflict over territories and demons are sort of the creatures of darkness
Right.
Whereas the priesthood is obviously the opposite. So there's these two opposite sides that are constantly fighting, and you follow the main character, who is a priestess at this priesthood then.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the only ones to really stand up actively fighting against demons. So they're getting more and more in demand, like to try and off these demons that are encroaching on people's lands and becoming more they show up more often in people's lives, sort of thing. So so they wield the light, and they use that as a weapon. They also heal or imbue weapons, and so this main character, Anaya, she's from childhood really with this priesthood, and as an adult she's a highly appointed priestess, so she's one of the senior priests and officer, and goes to fight these demons. And but as the story sort of unfolds, things sort of come to light where she starts questioning what's going on. Because it's the hunt for demons is taking a bit of a nasty turn. Is it kind of justified in some places, or why are we doing this? Is it really because we believe in the goddess, or is this due to something else? So she begins to doubt in the cause.
That's not a good thing for her.
No, and this all started, a lot of it started because she's developing this friendship, sort of unwillingly, with an actual demon.
Oh dear! Oops.
And she runs into him on accident. But he keeps kind of showing up, and she's not sure why. He's obviously got some sort of interest in her.
Oh, well, yeah.
He's the typical demon according to the priesthood. He's a bully. He's nasty. He says things. He does things. He's like, nah. He doesn't attack her or anything. He's just being like quite nasty to her. And they're bickering, but they sort of slowly start talking more, and it kind of develops from there. But yeah, so he's a big part of why she starts looking at the priesthood in a different way.
Right.
So the story in itself also highlights then. I try to weave in a lot of important subjects in today's society, just because it's it doesn't matter if it was in medieval times. These are just as important today, such as say racism, or women's rights and mental health. I've got a certain character that really is my way of like bringing that subject into the light and all that. And then religion.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't miss that part of it because it's a priesthood, and
probably not.
No. So I try and have all these subjects and really, without putting the thoughts in your head as a reader, I want you to develop these thoughts. I wanted the story to sort of challenge you a bit. More than anything. So you start thinking, you start wondering, you start, questioning things, just like Anaya does. Because in a way, it's my way of, even if it's third person kind of point of view, you learn things and you start questioning things together with her.
Right. That's always fun.
Yeah. That's sort of the aim that I'm going for anyway.
It's a good aim to have.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Very cool.
So that's kind of the world as it is, and then so it's a dark and gritty and gory, and you've got action and blood and fighting, and then you've got this really slow burning love story going on.
Yay! Oh, all just those little things that make it so much more interesting. Yeah. So, as far as your fantasy world, is it just the priesthood and the demons, or is there a collection of other sort of magical creatures or systems or whatnot?
The demons, in themselves, they're technically shapeshifters.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to say for every species of different animals there is a equivalent of a demon, but they're based on different animals.
Okay.
So most of I don't have any fantastical creatures in this one. They're all based on reality in that manner. But then you've got the goddess, and that wields the lights and all that. But if you then look at the religion from the demon's point of view, then they've also got light, but they've also got the elements and darkness, and they've got like a kind of a different look to how balance should be in the world. So that's kind of where the magic, and they got shamans and stuff. So that's more the magic part of things. So it's kind of low on the fantasy. It's a little bit. It's not.
That's okay. It sounds fun.
No, yeah. And I kind of like it that way because it makes it's very tied to realism.
Right. Yeah, and you can address sort of more realistic topics that way.
Yeah, I hope so at least. So that's what I'm sort of going for. A little lower on the fantasy scale. I'm not saying I'll never go like full fantasy kind of thing. But these series, they're a bit more taken back when it comes to the fantasy aspect.
I like it. Sounds very interesting. Now you've got 2 books out, 4 books sort of in the works. Yeah. How many more in the series?
At least 5.
At least 5. Okay.
Yeah. But I'm a proper pantser, so if my characters go like, nah, we need another book here, then all right, it will be 6.
I know that feeling very well. Yeah.
We're not done yet.
Yeah. Okay, so for your standalone stories, tell us a little bit about those.
Well, one of them that I've sort of shelved at the moment because I came up with this other one. But one of them is also set in a medieval world where there is more of an anti-hero thing going on. Where a general ends up having his soul ripped out at the start.
Ow.
And you can't live without a soul.
No.
So this sorceress ends up finding him and is able to imbue him with temporary life. So she can sustain him. But obviously without a soul, he's not the nicest of people. So they have a bit of a struggle going on there, but at the same time they need to save the world from a kind of necromancy type queen. And this is all a lot based in Norse mythology, this one. So there is quite a few differences between that one and the Prime series. I have a little bit more magic with the sorceress and the necromancy going on, and then my shift in religion and stuff like that, what I'm sort of going for.
Yeah.
But there will still be a couple of different subjects that I want to address with this one. Still not the same ones as in the Prime series, but I'm hoping to get that through. So we'll see how that develops.
Yeah.
And then I've got the one I'm working currently on is about a country that has been split up into the duchies, where allegiances are formed and they fight for like becoming a king.
Right. Ooh. Ooh, Italian city-state type thing.
Yeah. So I'm in all sorts of directions here.
Yeah.
Projects. But that one is pretty fun because the main character, which is a woman, she's the highest commander in the army, and she's anything but female in her ways. If you look at classic characteristics, like she doesn't talk a lot. She's got a lot of inner dialogue though. That's quite entertaining. But she drinks. She brings men to her bed when she feels like it, and she lives life kind of thing. So she's certainly not a lady, but really entertaining. I think this one can also come out quite good. But I'm only 25,000 words into it, something like that. So we'll have to see where they take me as the pantser I am.
I think that's always fun. Having like multiple stories, because who needs to work on just one at a time?
No. I mean, the brain has so many parts. I mean, they can work on different stories at the same time.
Right. And you do drawing too.
Yes.
So, huge amounts of trouble. So as far as the writing process itself, what's the least favorite bit?
Like the actual writing, or can we say after writing?
You can say anywhere from you get the idea when you can't actually write it down because you're brushing your teeth to money in the bank.
I'd say like once you've gone through the stages of it and you've got this finished product, it's like getting it out there. It's like you're like a drop in the ocean, and people are meant to find you somewhere, and it's like, how do I do this? So as a new writer, I feel a little lost, but I'm hoping that it's going to get better with time. So.
Yeah, well, the 20-year or the overnight success takes 20 years to do, or something like that.
Yeah. And that's fine. I mean, I write because I enjoy it.
Exactly.
I mean, I've it's not like I went and gave up my entire life to pursue this dream, and thought it was going to come overnight. I've been a little bit more realistic with this, so I'm taking it.
A useful skill to have.
Yeah, and it's just not to forget why you write to begin with.
Right. Exactly.
Because I did it as a hobby before. I enjoyed it. I didn't publish anything then, and if I publish things now and you might not have the success that I'm after right now, then I mean I still enjoyed making it, and I've got to remember that.
You've got several books that sound really interesting, so I think the more you can get out there, the better it will be. But it's just a theory.
Yeah, and also that I'll become a better writer, writing more.
Right.
So,
exactly.
I mean, I'm gonna put higher and higher quality products out there as well. So just it's all a learning curve, and we'll just follow it along.
Yeah, always a good idea. And I mean, to be honest, the marketing strategies change pretty much month to month. So
yeah.
Such is the way of I guess they call it social media marketing these days.
Yeah. I am on social media a lot with the different forums like Facebook, Twitter,
right?
As I can, like Instagram and that. But it's still hard.
Yeah.
Self-promoting is somehow really difficult.
I know that feeling well.
Yeah. But we all do the best we can.
So I'm going to move a little bit sideways because I'm very curious. How do you take your drawings and turn it into concept art for cover designs? Because my drawing skills are pretty much doodling.
No, I've not used my characters as of yet on the covers for these Prime series. I've used silhouettes of them.
Oh.
But for these new standalones, I'm gonna do like more of a, because I've been looking at more what's popular at the moment. When I released these books, I was like, I'm gonna sit in this tiny little hole somewhere where no one can see me, and just like I'll just do this and release it, and then I realized I gotta do more than that. So with these new projects, I'm gonna be looking more into what's more popular and what is a better design, or what is preferred for the genre that I'm going for and all that.
Sure.
But I've drawn them before purely for the sake of me being able to describe them better. It's kind of like I can describe them tall or muscular or thin or hair and
right.
All the normal stuff, yeah. But then when I draw them, because kind of like with my gaming background, I start putting equipment on them, and I start putting like, you should have one of these, and and a knife. Why not a knife? And why not like you just start adding shit on, and you're like, there it is, and then that makes it so much easier to describe the character in writing. So I can often, with the initial description, like in my first draft, I can sort of just do a little quick. But as the story progresses, and as I then, if I take a break, or because sometimes I just want to draw, and then I try then to combine the two. So I focus on drawing some of my characters, and it can sort of like, but he needs this or she needs that, and then I'll update it, and there we are. So that really helps me in sort of settling on what I'm going for, more than just taking pictures of famous people online. I wanna have my own one.
I'm so bad at that. Even people, you get stock photos or Pinterest or whatever, and I'm like, well, it's close, but there's always it's not quite what I imagine.
No. And that's the thing. I always start with that. Obviously, I need a base to sort of. If I need a certain type of warrior woman, then that's what I'll be Googling. And then I'll find 3-4 different pictures that I like. This armor, I like her hair, I like that kind of weapon. And then mash it up. There we go. There she is.
Yeah, it's always fun. Oh, character concepts.
Yes, I love it, and I can spend so many hours. It's I should be ashamed of myself. But I spend so many hours with them, like doing the drawings. But
yeah. Ooh. Yep. Okay, so as far as other works specifically in your niche genre, which is going to say medieval fantasy, probably low fantasy, or at least nothing with dragons spewing fire around, because
not at the moment, no. But one of the other projects, it does have like with the commander woman, they've got more fantastical creatures, but then I've gone a bit lower on the magic side. So
okay, I'm very curious. How does that work?
Well, but they've got griffins, and I create my own creatures, like so. A lot of them are based on real animals, but like there's the owl with the 3 eyes, because it's based on a god, and you've got like it's them kind of creatures, but then none of the main characters can do magic, but there will be magic in the world, so they're gonna come across magic, but it's so like with the other ones, it's a little subtle. It's just it's there.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that. That sounds really interesting. Also, 3-eyed owls.
Yes, it's the all seeing eye. I know.
Yes, I love it. And that's fantastic. Owls are just. Anyways.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm just too interested in magical creatures, so that's a whole different thing. So have you read other books out there that are similar to your genre, or is it just something that you've decided that this doesn't really exist, and so you want to explore more of it?
I don't know. It's the type of books that I've read before have more often had a little bit more fantasy in them, and it took a while for me to find the type of fantasy that I was sort of after. So that's why most of my early inspiration came more from my gaming background.
Yeah.
And that type of interest rather than from books. It took a long time for me as a child and as a young adult to sort of find my place. It's not that I don't enjoy like a high fantasy story, but
sure.
When I honed in on what I wanted to do myself, it wasn't until I sort of found David Gemmell in his books.
Yeah.
It's a bit more subtle. He's got the oracles and he's got like a few, there's some stuff going. It's just, I don't know. I just sort of liked that kind of feel to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the real interesting part is being able to combine sort of issues in modern society with that fantastical element, no matter how extreme that fantastical element, because you don't often see that a lot. You see some of it, but not as much as I think we perhaps could explore.
Yeah. And that's where I think that's it. For me, it's kind of like just important to get the reader engaged. It's not just a flat saying that's bad in any way, like an action film or just pure romance.
Right.
But for me, when I write, I want more out of it. I want that for me to really, really enjoy a book like above the rest. Then it will be those times when I've gone like, it's like an epiphany somewhere in the middle of it when you go like, you just, you can and relate to your own life, because that's kind of it's a nice shortcut to make the reader engaged. They can relate these things to how they are themselves or what they've been through, or I'm not saying I've been through all the things that I've added in my stories. I mean, it's fiction,
right?
But I've used a lot of things that I think can get that engagement from the reader. Yeah.
So as far as the gaming background goes, how did you switch from game story, which is a completely different style, to fiction writing?
Well, I've been writing before I went to sort of to train within game design.
Okay.
But my influences were still sort of based a lot on fast-paced animes and games. And I don't know. I don't think it's that different, other than I suppose you would have to write the script in a different way. It's more like a manuscript for a movie or similar. But I always, when I went into computer game design, I sort of always wanted the storyline part of it. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to sit down and be the one that did the dialogue and did quests and little side stories, and that's what I've always enjoyed the most.
Right. Ooh, those are fun. I love the little side stories.
Yeah, I know. And there's some in even in World of Warcraft that I've played for a long time. There's this specific area where it's more of a darker tone to the place, and there's this long story that's really heartbreaking if you actually sit and read through it. It's like it's so well done. That is, and you can just see people like clicking, like skip all the texts.
No.
Yeah, there's lots of people that do that, and I just feel like, oh my god, this could be such a good story.
Oh, no, don't skip it.
No,
it's just tragic.
It's them kind of things that I originally wanted to do, and it's very similar to writing a full story.
Right.
So that's kind of where that comes in.
Very fun. So for people trying to get into the specific genre that you write, probably writery types, probably indie author types, are there any traps that they should avoid?
Ooh, I don't know. Other than just don't get. I met this one person who also went into the indie route after trying to do traditional for quite a while, and he released all the books that he'd sort of accumulated over a 10-year period, waiting to be signed by someone.
Oh wow.
And after just 2 or 3 months, like you could see on his Twitter feed and on his social media that he was getting so run down with the fact that he wasn't making the sales that he was expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like it only took maybe 3 months and he was gone. And he'd taken all of it down.
Oh wow.
Like, his Goodreads account is gone. All the books are gone from Amazon. It's all gone. And I think going the indie route, I think don't have that expectation. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Be more realistic. It takes time. And just look at it as a huge learning curve. Take each step one at a time and just learn and be willing to change things up if they have to. Take advice. Just, I don't know. It just, be open to things. Yeah. And then be realistic when it comes to the final outcome. Yeah. It's to be an indie and release books and overnight be some sort of international success.
That would be very cool.
It would be cool, but
unlikely.
Let's be honest.
Not gonna happen.
No.
Well, I mean, there are.
Be a party pooper.
Do it.
Yeah. So just,
Okay. Oh, that's so sad.
That would be my best advice, I think.
Yeah. Taking everything down after 3 months. Oh, that's just.
Yeah, it was so sad. It was so sad, and I was like, oh well. I can't help him more now, but I tried to support him as best I could, but just,
Oh, well, the life of an indie author.
Yeah, woohoo!
It's not as glamorous as we would like.
No, certainly not. Late nights and a lot of hair pulling and
just a little bit. Many edits. Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing, and you have to. I read an article about that you have to afford being an author, and in a certain way, especially at the beginning, that is true.
Yeah.
You can't expect to release a bestseller without having spent a penny.
Right.
It's not going to happen. So.
No, I mean, technically, there are places out there where you can get editing assistance for free, like the Grammarly thing, which I have to admit drives me a little crazy because I know what goes into it, and because I have a background in linguistics, and so I know what goes into this stuff, and it gets really confused by my grammatical constructions, which are absolutely correct. So Grammarly drives me crazy, but that's my own little rant there. Anyways, but there are services out there that people can use. And it's just, we're trying to make it in a world where there are a lot of other books out there. But we also have to realize that the other authors are likely our audience just as well as other reader types.
Yeah.
So
that's why I'm a bit like, when it comes to reviewing other books and stuff, like I review everything that I read now, because obviously I've realized how important that is.
Absolutely.
That wool over my eyes is gone. But yeah, so but it's weird when you're an author and you join some of these groups, and it's like, well, I want to be able to participate in a giveaway as a claimer or like thing like that as well, because I read. I mean, I'm not. It's not. I'm not trying to take them to keep them for myself so no one else gets them. I mean, I want to read them too.
Exactly. So, oh yeah. Oh,
so I want to do all that stuff as well. I'm not a blogger or like like a book reviewer that way, but I read and I review all the stuff that I read. So
exactly.
I'm a consumer as well as a producer. Then.
Yeah. Oh, so many books to read.
So I know, and so little time.
Oh, we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not too sure.
I think I'd like 2 weeks to just get through the list of books that I have. Just a 2-week vacation where I do nothing but read and review books.
On a tropical island away from society with all your books. That would be nice.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, there'd have to be a little bit of society because I'd need someone to bring me the, a cup of tea at the appropriate breakfast hour.
Yes, you have servants. It's okay.
I'd settle for like an automated system as long as there's tea.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that would be nice. Oh, man, what a dream.
Well, it has been absolutely fantastic talking with you. I'm really interested in your books. They sound fascinating. Oh,
well, that sounds good.
Yes. Ooh.
I can entice someone. I'm hoping so.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Is there anything else you'd like to add that is writing related or not writing related or something in between?
In between, I don't know. It's I suppose if people want to get in touch with me, then all the social medias, I'm on there and I reply, like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. So it's easy to get hold of me, and I'd love to talk books with people and exchange experiences and learn more tips and tricks. Like if I can share something, if I can be given something else, I love it all. So I'm really open to everything that can be useful or fun. Just bookish. Bookish is good for me.
Bookish, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I know
it's
that
a good word. I love the word bookish. Anything bookish. Yes.
Yeah, bookish and writerly. Yeah.
Yes.
Those are two wonderful words that are probably not actual words, but they should be.
They will be before I'm done. No. We'll campaign for these words.
Yes. Yeah. Well, have a fantastic day. Enjoy writing your several stories.
I will, and you have a fantastic day as well.
Yeah. Enjoy the snow.
Not so much.
Well, it's not Easter yet.
Over Easter I shall, and after that we're done. Yeah. We break up then.
Easter this year. Easter is
in April at some point.
April 12th.
Yeah. So it's another month. With all this snow. Oh well.
Oh well.
I'll take one from the team.
Yeah.